no human being within our level can be able to really meet those demands. But then what happens? If you are not able to really meet them, what is the political repercussion? You see, when these members of the public are in the church, they are a church congregation. Coming out of the church, they are my voters. Today, if a bishop or a reverend or a pastor for that matter, or catechist, talks something negative against Gladwell, God forbid, to the congregation, believe you me, I will lose it all. Because this, at the same time, are the followers of that denomination who are subjected to believe in what that preacher is saying. And this is somebody they have trusted, who has kept the spirit and kept their spiritual life for some time. So for us politicians, we are put between the hard rock, the rock and the hard service, such that we are not able, we are trying, but still we are weak because financially we can't manage. And if only, because contributing to church also is giving to God. If it reaches a time, if they can understand us and allow us to give willingly, to give without coercion, to give without competition with other quarters, maybe other politicians. Because sometimes when you go to a function, there are also competing forces.
Competition,
And the other thing is, much of this money might not be clean money. Because now if somebody wants to strive to please that congregation and bring money, who authenticates the source of that money? Nobody knows. And by so doing, we are actually encroaching the church in a dirty manner. We bring money that is never known. You know, assume today Gladwell Women Rep Baringo County. If I come as a person, because I want maybe a whole location is seated and they are doing an Arambe for a certain church, and I come with 500,000 contribution for the Arambe, you know, I'll be clapped for, I'll be cherished, I'll be cheered, and I'll feel very good. But does somebody ask themselves, where did she get 500,000? Do they ask themselves, where did Gladwell get 500,000? Such that when another person gives out 10,000, we ridicule. What is wrong with this one? People are bringing 500, 1 million, 5 million. This one is coming with the 10. And basically, that 10 is his own sweat, is what he has or what she has. Currently, what is happening also, like now I'm a sitting MP. When I'm a sitting MP, I'm here in Nairobi, now I'm in Citizen TV. Those who have come out, who want also to aspire, are all over. Now, it becomes a competition between opponents and the leaders who are sitting. It is...
And accountability is thrown out of the door.
Thrown out. And so it is something that church must sit, look at it. If the pulpit must be kept as clean and holy as before. And currently, again, let me finish by saying, I'm even worried, when I was a young person growing in church, young Christian, not every Tom, Dick and Harry would jump on the pulpit and start talking from the pulpit. At the moment, everybody is given the pulpit to speak. I don't understand.
All right, Omari, what are your thoughts on this?
Trevor, let us look at the historical perspective of the role of church in politics. You go back to when the church was in control of politics. The Roman Church and the other churches were in control of politics. Later, politicians moved away slowly to be distinct from the church. But have they succeeded? You look at the theory of Karl Marx. Karl Marx tells you that the religion is the opium of the masses. These politicians know very well that the only way to get into the hearts of Kenyans is through religion.
Which is very wrong.
It is a selfish agenda.
Yeah.
So the Kenyan politician has identified 3 ways to get to the hearts of voters. One, through church. You've seen even those ones who have never given tithe. This weekend we saw all of them going to church. They want to be that holy because they know people are in church will always be accommodating and vote for them.
Yeah.
2, traditional regalias. You saw people wearing those monkey skins, some funny monkey and leopard skins, carrying fly whisks, going to the caves, being anointed in some shrines. That traditional aspect, my good sister here, the camera lady, because of her age, she does not associate with those things. The youth don't care if you go to the oracles. The third aspect is the dancing. You've seen these guys are very good dancers on the platform. You wonder, a president, you want a prime minister, you want a deputy president, they are dancing for everybody. Really, nobody has paid for them. We normally pay to be entertained by dancers. But the politicians, they dance and they pay us to watch them dance. What is the optics of that? The optics of it is that the reality is that you can never remove the church from being actively involved in politics.
Yeah.
The lifeline of the church is by tithes, is by sadaka, is by them getting what they will use.
Yeah.
Because the question is, the complementarity between Mheshimiwa here with her CDF, she builds schools, the churches build schools. They provide accommodation for people whose houses have been burned. The church does the same. So really, there is a very thin line between the functions of a church and the functions of these members of parliament. And that is why they always join together, and that goes like that. So me, I have no problem.
Yeah.
It depends on the church followers and what their doctrine is. Let me finish by putting this. Mheshimiwa asked which section of the law mandates the commandant of GSU, because Kenyans want to know. I want to read as a lawyer, I don't want to be a journalist or somebody quoting from nowhere. Section 5 of the police standing orders, what is called a charter now, provides for the duties of the Commandant General Service Unit. Section 5 says the Commandant of General Service Unit shall be responsible, 1 A, B, C, D, I'm not interested in that, in E, for the security of the president, the deputy president, state houses and lodges. This law went to parliament under delegated legislation. Because parliamentarians never read, you know very well, we said Baba and Kibaki read for us the Constitution. Parliamentarians never read.
That is a wild allegation.
Let me say.
I quoted the Constitution.
What I'm saying, this is
wild allegation.
Passed through parliament. Every member of parliament debated this, approved it. So selectivity in application of the law. I have given the law that has gone from parliament. The duty of the commandant of GSU, I think today or tomorrow, lawyers are going to court to sue the commandant for abdicating his duties. His duty is spelled out, and this Mheshimiwa has passed it. So that is the law. Okay. It cannot be a country run by whims where somebody just decides to ignore the law. The law is there. Okay. If they want to remove and put APs to take care of the president and the deputy president, let them remove this legislation.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to...
I want to defend legislators. I want to defend myself. No, I
really don't want to stick to this issue of security.
You cannot say legislators never read. That's a wild accusation.
Okay.
We don't make laws that we don't read.
All right, done.
That's a wild accusation. Cancel.
I apologize for those who read. I apologize.
Cancel has withdrawn. All right, let's leave it at that. Governor, let me come to you with closing remarks. And now,
as much as you have an opportunity of everything going to court,
Yeah.
Don't you think in a few years you will come back to this legislation at one point in this country?
Yes.
Because I've realized that people are very happy. Oh, in Kenya, you know, anything.
Going to court.
Is that the way we want to run our country, surely?
We are a litigious country, so...
You've become very... It's like litigation is the order of the day. I think it's also not very good for a country.
Okay.
It means in terms of good governance, something is lacking.
Something is lacking.
So for everything to head there,
yeah,
you are going to put again the country.
All right, Council and...
the days where Kenyans... One day we'll have a revolution that will be very serious.
Yeah.
On the three arms. And I don't know where the three arms will run to.
Okay.
And it's not very far.
Okay.
Not very far. We have to be very careful. Let us resolve some of the issues that we feel. These are issues, for me, about the... I don't want to talk about the security, no. Because I think... I thought the Deputy President also said, let us not politicize.
Yes, he did.
I don't know why we are continuing. It's like we are fueling it, yet he said, stop it.
All right.
When I see him taking tea with the front page of the Standard. Yeah, I think it means, by the way, it depends. I've learned one thing.
Yeah.
Every Kenyan in this country is a very good person. It depends on how you handle. And by the way, if you handle them, I know some people, this is good to have tea with them, fantastic. Because there are some people, even they don't know how their police eat lunchtime.
Yeah.
They don't even care. By the way, we have some people who are guarded. They can never give tea. They never give food. That is why when things go worse, they will just leave their bosses to be in hell. Why? Because you are also hell to them. You don't even know their children how they go to school. You don't even question. You don't even say hi. By the way, do you know we have some people in government who have this privilege and they don't even know the name of the person who is guarding them. That's the most unfortunate. And that's why Kenyans, when the war comes, you'll be the first to be fired, by the way, by them because of how you treat them. Even their drivers. You find somebody has a driver, has everyone in a vehicle. You don't care whether they have lunch. You have gone with them. You are seated somewhere the whole day, whole night. You don't even care when they will sleep. Why wouldn't they be bad to you? So sometimes when we don't take them also as human, then you expect them to be worse to you. So I always say, treat everyone the way you'd wish to be treated.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you all 1 minute for closing remarks. Governor, I'll start with you. Where should the country focus on right now? Just 1 minute for closing remarks.
1 minute for closing remarks. I want to encourage Kenyans.
Yeah.
Let us focus on the good that will put our country together, take our children to school. In West Pokot, we have come up with bursary for all. That's why we can see everybody, including kids who are getting birth, girls, they have gone back to school. I want us to use every opportunity within us as Kenyans to make sure that we harvest our kids to go to school and talk things that make sense. Politics will come and go. In West Pokot here, we have declared early campaigns and early elections null and void. Can they be talked at the last minute as they come? What does it profit me if I start making noise and my people are stealing cows from anybody else? You haven't heard West Pokot and the North Rift cat rustling anymore. We purposed with our colleagues in Turkana, with our colleagues in Baringo, that we need to work towards a common goal and a common good. I encourage all of you in Nairobi with the political noise. Can you lower it down? We are watching you guys and we are not taking anything from you. That we tell you all is safe and well. No country ever, Kenya will never will not go into any problem whatsoever in terms of any chaos or anything else that may disrupt our election. We are a peaceful country, although we talk the way we are talking now, but the end game is Kenya is a stable and sober nation and the people know what we are up to and our leaders have subscribed to that, including those colleagues in that house now, in the studio, and all of us who are watching. I thank you. Right. Welcome to West Pokot when you have time. Elaji, you don't know where West Pokot is.
You left me, Governor. Have a good day. I know very well. I've come 4 Harambes. I bought 3 matatus for your women, Governor. Are you forgetting before you became governor? I did 3 Harambes to put 2 matatus for your women when I was a senator.
No, I'm now the governor. I want to receive.
Behind the curtain. Tukutane behind the curtain.
Governor, thank you so much. Let's bring Gladwell 1 minute closing remarks.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I want to appreciate the conversation and the discussion today in the Power Breakfast. And for what I would want to tell Kenyans is let's focus in unity.
Yeah.
Let's politic peacefully. Let's not forget that at the end of it all, we will remain as neighbors. It doesn't matter which party you come from. It is about you and your children and your future. And the other thing is there's life after 2022 for those of us who will be privileged to be alive.
Yeah.
So let's not take politics in a manner that is going to be very divisive, very unfriendly, because for a common mwananchi, what that person needs is a peaceful environment to do their own things. And the last one, Trevor, that I wanted actually to be a discussion in this country now is the opening up of the country. I know, yes, COVID is doing some outrageous effects to us, but economically, it is more dangerous at the moment.
Yeah.
I would want to really give a personal urge to the government, to the states, to discuss opening of this country, to revive economy. Because the world has moved. COVID is here to stay. We cannot continue killing the economy. At the same time, COVID is killing us, while other diseases are killing us more.
Okay.
Cancer is continuing to kill people. HIV is continuing to kill people. Now financially we are dying because people are becoming malnutritioned. There's drought around.
Yeah.
So we need to now discuss and focus also in immunization. Let as many Kenyans as possible be vaccinated so that the country can go back to its normalcy.
Okay. Omari, 1 minute.
My 1 minute, my final submissions is that there is a new constitutional dispensation.
Yeah.
Like it, hate it, don't appreciate it. Every decision in this country must be done within the law. This document, and I'm addressing public servants and politicians, you will have, it's not a request, you must comply and operate within that constitutional and statutory dispensation. Article 10 of the Constitution demands for accountability. If you have never read it, as a public servant, read what Article 10 says, that any decision you take pursuant to your position, you will be held accountable, and that accountability is premised on Article 232, how you are supposed to act as a civil servant. Okay. Lastly, I wish the 3 politicians, one is a civil servant, but she might be going there, the best you be elected. From this debate, I'm very definite that they are the best candidates for their own places. We wish you all the best.
All right.
May this country's issues be put at the forefront. Not personal issues, not individual issues. Let us put the national discourse to focus on the national challenges.
All right. Elachi?
First, I just want to say thank you so much for always having that opportunity. But this being the last day of August, all I'll say, I pray that September will be full of blessings and good news.
Your microphones are on.
Positive vibes. But more importantly, I want to really humbly request CS Makoha that there is a fee that has been added when children came back for midterm. And for some of us who look for friends to support different children's homes, I've realized that there's a 3,000 fee. They're calling it remedial or something, and every child is going back with I was looking at those children yesterday, 40 kids going back to school. You need nearly 190-something for them, yet they had just paid school fees. I can wish it's just put into the structure so that when people are supporting orphans, they are able to understand. Because with children homes, you can't go back to tell someone now there's a fee of 3,000 that was added on school fees, and every child is supposed to go back with after this midterm. So that is something I'm really requesting CS Makoha. Let it be in the fee structure so that when people are supporting, you're able to know this is the fee I'm supporting. Lastly, to the politicians and to us, and for me, I think the new constitution opened my eyes, and I said I can use the Bill of Rights. As Beatrice Elachi, I am really ready to speak, because that is what this constitution gives me. But when I go on duty, I do my duty. So I know people will be wondering, civil servant, no, the constitution, read. Now let us read it. That is how it has encouraged me that the Bill of Rights allows me to express myself as a citizen of this country. And by the way, the ruling is the one that opened my eyes, that you can sue the president, and he has. So I knew, oh, so if you can sue the president, it means, yeah, we have a right to come and support what we are doing, because this is an American constitution, Kenyan American constitution, where when they're in office, they do politics.
Okay. Let's bring up your final tweets as we wind up on this discussion before we pave way for the next discussion that's coming up. Karaoke says it is wrong to generalize the clergy as having been compromised. One, but just as we have clean politicians and the unclean ones, so it is with the clergy and churches. Two, the church should not turn anybody who comes to worship away. Three, just the Bible says, if anyone have not sinned, be the first to throw the stones. Who is holy amongst us? Okay. Edgar says, I don't see anything wrong with the preachers accepting the politicians' money. They are human beings with bills to pay. Okay. NIR, you say leaders going to church and expressing what they think about politics is right. In fact, they are in the right place because the scripture is very clear. God says, come to me with your burdens and I will make you clean. Okay. Kenyan Malema says churches are now busy providing alternative podiums for political activities during this COVID protocols period. We are missing the days of clergymen such as the late Okulu, Njoya, and the late Muge and Gitari. All right. And that's where we leave it for now. Thank you so much, Danstan Omari, Advocate of the High Court. Asante for making time. Beatrice Elachi, CAS, Public Service and Gender. Honorable John Lonyangapuo, Governor for West Pokot. And Honorable Gladwell Cheruyot, Women Representative for Baringo. Asanteni sana for making time. And yes, Governor, we will come to West Pokot to see you there. See what's going on in that region. Asante sana. Bye for now. We're taking a quick break. Now when we come back, it's time to discuss toxic masculinity with Willis Raburu Bazu. All right? That coming up.